you're over 40 and your face is just sagging and it is melting, I feel you. I feel this way too. I want to show you a very simple 5-minute technique that is completely going to lift your face. It's not going to cost a lot of money. It doesn't take a lot of time and it's really easy to do. Step number 1 is you're going to use microcurrent. This is going to physically lift the face before you put any makeup on. I know this technically isn't a makeup technique, you all, but it's what I do every single day before I put my makeup on. It takes just a few minutes to do. It's very fast and efficient, and it gives me a good foundation before I ever put any makeup on my face. Now, before a single product touches your face, we're going to actually lift the muscles. And I know you think I'm full of BS. I promise you, I'm living proof of this. This is the step no one talks about when they're doing makeup tutorials, but you want to use a microcurrent device. This is not sponsored, you guys. I legit used this for 2 years. So I'm going to use the Zip Halo one. That's the one that is the most well-known. A lot of people love this one. What microcurrent is going to do, you want to use it consistently. I do microcurrent every single day. I have been for 2 years. It's almost like a workout for your muscles. It has low-level electrical impulses that are going to get to the muscle, and it's going to help tighten them and lift them. Plus, just the action alone, I'll show you here in a second, really helps to lift that face and define the jawline. I've noticed my jowls. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I haven't had any facelifts or anything like that, you guys. I don't have severe jowls, which I should have by my age, and I really do think it's because I'm consistently doing this. So you're going to take a conductive gel. You need that to make this work. I'm going to use the crystal gel. Zip has a few different ones, but I really like the crystal one the most. So I'm going to just take this gel. I like this one because it works well under makeup, and I'm just going to put some, let's do just this side of the face. I want to show you guys. So you're going to put that gel on, turn on the device, hit the little button here. You're going to see it's going to light up and all that. This brand specifically, I like it because they have an app that shows you all the different techniques that you can do. These are the ones you can see. I actually use it. It says last one that I've done. I do the lymphatic drainage in the mornings, or sometimes I'll do the 4-minute facial, this guy right here. So I'll do the 4-minute facial, and you can just hit the start treatment and you say, I'm ready. And it's going to sync the treatment to your device. Isn't that cool? And then it tells you apply the gel.
This is our micro and nanocurrent.
And it gives you a video to watch. Literally. So anyways, so I'm just going to show you really quickly what you're going to do. You're just going to take it, and I like to really work the jawline. It doesn't hurt at all. It's actually very soothing and comfortable, but doing this regularly every day, you all, is going to lift those jowls. Because we can do all the makeup techniques that we want, but if you aren't actually trying to adjust the problem with whatever you can at home, there's only so much that makeup can do. Don't get me wrong, I love my makeup, but there's only so much makeup can do. And consistently doing this, and I really like lifting like that, you all. It just has lifted. Do you see how sharp my jawline is? It used to be very soft and starting to get kind of heavy down here. I'll do this in the mornings, especially before I do my makeup, because I definitely notice my face looks more chiseled, more defined. It'll help get that lymphatic drainage going as well. It's just a great step to do before you do your makeup. Step number 2 is you're going to put cream bronzer on the jawline to carve it out and diminish the sagging jowls. Now, this is so important, you all, because as we age, our skin starts to get loose around here. I started noticing it right here. I start to get heaviness in here, whereas my face used to be very high and lifted. Now, I know I have makeup on because this is the technique that I've done, but as we age, it starts to get very heavy down here, and that's the first signs of aging I personally have noticed, is my jawline hasn't been as snatched. I've gotten a little heavy and full here right next to the mouth, and the jowls are starting to crease right here. And so using this technique with the cream bronzer has completely transformed my face. As you could tell, it looks more snatched, more defined. My cheekbones are higher. Does so many amazing things for lifting the face. Okay, now that the face is actually lifted, I have my foundation and powder on, but we're going to go in with our bronzer. I like using a cream or a liquid bronzer. This is the one by Tarte. I'll list everything below if you guys want. So usually our gels, we start to get saggy right here. There's like a 2-inch spot right here. So if you're using a cream or liquid, I really like carving out the jawline with that because it's easier to blend. Sometimes with powder, it can get a little dry. Do you see how I did a line like that? I know it looks crazy. If you have a little fluff going on here, which a lot of us can have, you can bring the bronzer up a little bit more to kind of define that. So you can actually, right where the jowls start to sag. Do you guys see that? Okay, I know it's not blended yet, but do you see the difference between this side and this side? Look at that. Look how chiseled and defined that is. I'm telling you, it's magic. Magic! Okay, I'm gonna take a brush like this. This is the BK Beauty 109 because it's small enough to really define in here. So let me show you. Let me try to see the mirror. I can't see jack shiznit anymore. Like, pray for me, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna blend it down here. And I get some chin fluff in here as well, so I like to do a little bit like that. I know this looks crazy. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I want to show you one side versus the other. I always keep a sponge. It has a little bit of foundation when I did my makeup. So you've got the harsh line here. So now we're going to start to kind of blend this out a little bit and soften it. But look at this side. Do you see how chiseled that is? Now you just have to make sure that you're really starting to blend down here a little bit, but just contouring right there is going to chisel that jawline. It's going to lift the face. We're going to do the same thing under the cheekbones here, but make sure you're using a liquid bronzer, not a contour. As we age, if it's too gray or too cool tone, it can hollow this out and make you look almost gaunt. We still want warmth. So that's why I really like this Tarte one a lot, you all. Okay, same brush. And I'm going to start to put it here under the jawline, and then we're going to blend up like this. We're not blending down. We don't want a beard. We want this to be open. We want to blend it upwards to lift the face. And look at this side versus this side. Do you feel how it's heavy here? This is lifted. This is chiseled out. Step number 3 is you're going to use light concealer in the jowls. This is going to brighten it and push it forward. So like I said, when you get the jowls, it will start to sag here. But what happens is you actually get a shadow here. And I noticed in pictures, I saw pictures of myself, you all, and I was like, why do I have 2 lines on my face? I was like, oh, that's my jowls. They're so dark. So this technique, using a concealer to brighten up, you all, transforms your face. I swear it's like a facelift in a jar. Now this is the step that works with the bronzer. So we did the bronzer to push back the parts that we want, the chiseled jawline underneath the cheekbones. Now we're going to use light shades to bring things forward. So in the jowls in here is where we start to get the creasing. And I know I have beauty lights going on here, but in real life, it can get a bit dark right here. So you're going to take a concealer in a light shade, something very lightweight. You don't want it to be thick or cakey. I like the Natasha Denona concealer because it's a light, here, let me show you the texture. It's a very lightweight consistency. Do you see how thin that is? So take a little bit of concealer, and after you put your foundation on, this is where you're going to brighten it, and we're going to do a little bit in the, I know this is crazy, but it works, okay? Put it in the jowls, take a sponge, and you're going to tap it in here. And what this is doing is this is brightening it up, and it's going to be subtle, you all. We're not performing miracles with makeup. Makeup can only do so much, okay? But it is going to help. And you're just going to tap a little bit lighter color in here, and that's going to brighten this area and not look so dark, because when you get the jowls and it starts to sag, what happens is you get a shadow here that emphasizes it. So if you can brighten it with just a little bit of a concealer, it's going to give the illusion that they're not as prominent. Now, step 4 goes along with step 2, kind of, and that is using a bronzer to strategically lift the cheekbones. Now, not only are we going to lift the cheekbones, now this is different from carving out the jawline. We use a bronzer or a contour to carve this out. Same idea with the cheekbones, but not only are we using that to create depth to lift the face and bring the cheekbones up and make them more prominent, we're using the warmth from the bronzer to liven up the face. As we get older, we lose the coloring in our skin, especially for us fair skin ladies. We lose that pigmentation. So having something warm, like a nice beautiful bronzer, especially if it has a very slight sheen to it, it's going to add luminosity, it's going to add warmth, dimension, it's going to make us look like we've been kissed by the sun, all of those things that give us the illusion of youthfulness in that warm bronzer that's still going to also accentuate our cheekbones. Now we're going to move up, and I've done this already because you guys know how to apply bronzer, but I want to give you the techniques why and the placement. So bronzer we're going to use to lift the cheekbones. We are not going to use contour. And I say that because contour can become, as we get older, something that gives you a hollow, gaunt look. You want some warmth, which you see here on the face. That's going to liven up the skin. It's going to look more youthful, add some dimension, but it's not going to be a gray tone. I've got a couple colors here to show you all. So I love, have you tried these color CoverGirl True Blend bronzer? It's a great one. It's a baked formula. Do you see how that has just a little bit of a sheen to it, but it's not shimmery, but look at the color. It's warm. I have this e.l.f. one. This isn't bad as well. This is their primer infused matte bronzer. This guy here. Still Still a little bit warm. This has more red undertones. This has yellow. That's what you're looking for, yellow or red undertones. Now, if you have cool skin tone, say you are fair skin, blonde hair, blue eyes, or just a fair skin in general, and you have blue veins on your arms, you know that you have a cool undertone. If you go too warm, it can look orangey. So you want to go for a neutral, not a cool tone contour, a neutral bronzer. This is the Milani Bronzing Powder Silky Matte. This is number 2 Sunkissed. Okay, so there's a color of that. Do you see how that's neutral? It's not as warm as, say, let's do the e.l.f. one side by side. It's subtle, you all. You see how this is a bit more yellow? This is more neutral tone. Use that bronzer instead, the Milani one. You know, something not too orange if you have cool tone, but everyone else, if you are neutral to warm undertones, use something a bit warmer. Okay, let me get off my soapbox really quick. But undertone is so important. Okay, so now placement. You are going to stop right here. Don't come down any further, and you want to use a big brush. This is the BK101 brush. Let me show you with the CoverGirl one, just because I like that one a lot. This is what I did. So you take your brush, it's angled. I'm gonna come in here, and it may be strong right now, but I really want you to see. So give me a second, let me blend it out. Just coming like this, and I'm under the cheekbone, back here at an angle like this, almost a 45-degree angle. You can even come like this if you want to kind of chisel it up, and then we're going to blend it upwards, not down. And we're going to stop at the halfway point. For those of us as we get older, if you start coming down here, it's going to make it look heavy. Even this right here feels a little heavy for me. So that's when I go in with my sponge and I start to kind of tap this out, and you can soften this like this. I haven't done my blush yet, so it's still going to look a little harsh, but do you see how that lifted the cheeks? Because I didn't come too far down. I did an angle, I blended it up, and I did a warm undertone. All of those things together combined is really going to lift the face and add warmth and dimension. And our 5th step to our facelift with just makeup is our cheeks. Our blush placement needs to be higher. This is the final lift. This for me is so important and so undetectable by most people. When you look at several, say, celebrities out in the wild and you're like, oh, they look a little bit tired, guaranteed this is the one of the most undetectable things is their blush placement. A lot of their artists or themselves will place their blush too low on the apples of the cheeks, and then they don't smile and their cheeks drop. It makes them look more tired, and it gives you that sagging appearance simply by where you're placing your blush. Now, the finishing touch for all of this 5 minutes to get a lifted face, blush placement is everything. Now, 2 things. You want to pick a brighter color than what you would normally think to use, because as we age, we lose the color in our skin. When we're younger, we tend to have a little bit of a rosy color naturally to our cheeks, but as we age, that pigmentation naturally goes away. So use a brighter color than what you think you need, but placement is everything. So I'm going to take, this is the CoverGirl blush, same line. It's a Great Bake blush. I'm going to go in with a little bit smaller brush. This is the BK109, just to give me a bit more control. So I'm going to place it higher up here. This is where I want to place it. It's almost like a 2-inch strip. Right here is where I'm aiming. If you come down too low, it's going to drag the face down. If we do the apples of the cheeks, which I used to teach many years ago, it's fine when you're younger, but when you put on the apples of your cheeks, you smile, you put it here, and then you stop smiling and look, it starts coming down. And then you have blush down here, which looks heavy. So high and tight, ladies, high and tight. So blush right here is where you're going to put it. And do you see how me putting blush, I can even come up here along the temple. Do you see how that's lifting the face up? Because when you look at my face, you see the blush color, your eye goes here. It doesn't go down here to my sagging jowls. It's like up here. Ooh, look at these cheekbones. Aren't they high and tight? Yes, they are. That's where we want the eye to go. So that's your placement, and go brighter than you think you need. So look at the difference. This is my after. Do you see how my face is lifted? I have nice bronze cheeks. My blush is high. My jowls here are highlighted with some concealer. I have lots of things that I'm doing strategically that doesn't, when you see me, look too overdone. They're just very strategic techniques that take literally 5 minutes to do that completely lift my face. So don't forget to subscribe if this was helpful for you. I do a lot of amazing makeup content on this channel, and I'll see you for our next video.